Hello students, today we are going to study about interaction of genes. So the first topic is complementary genes. When both the dominant alleles are present together and they complement each other, then they are known as complementary genes. And they also produce a different phenotype. For example, we have performed a cross between white colored flowers with a phenotype of capital C, small p, and other one is small c, and capital P, capital P. Both are white colored flower plants having different genotypes. Now, when the crossing is being done between them, we have obtained the F1 generation containing capital C, capital P, small p, and the phenotype of the F1 offspring obtained is red colored flower was obtained. So, because of the presence of capital C and capital P together, it has resulted in red color flower. Now we'll take out the F2 generation. For this, selfing is done between the F1 plants which were obtained. So firstly we'll take out the gametes from this F1 plant obtained, which will be capital C, capital P, capital C, small c, capital P, and small c, small p. So here are the gametes on the upper uh, hand side and on the left hand side. When the crossing is done with the help of Punnett square method, during the crossing we see when the capital C and capital P will be together, then the plant will contain red color flower, and when the small capital C or small p will be there, then the plant will be white color, or when the small c capital P will be there, then also the plant will be white color. In short, we have got a phenotypic ratio at the end containing 9 of the red flowered plants and 7 of the white flowered plants. So red and white flowered plants were in the ratio of 9:7. It was observed that the interaction of gene C and gene P in sweet pea has resulted in 9:7 of the red and white colored flower plants. So both of these genes, capital C and capital P, are complementing each other and has resulted in a different variety of red flowered plants. Now we move on to another topic, epistasis. For the explanation of this topic, we will again take the earlier example of white colored flower plants. So here is the complete enzymatic reaction which is being shown over here. The functional enzymes 1 and the functional enzyme 2, you can see here in this schematic representation, will be functional, will be formed only when genes C and gene P are in dominant state. If either of these genes will be in recessive state, will be in the form of small c or small p, it would not form anthocyanin, which is red colored pigment resulting in red colored flower plants. So only if this gene C and gene P is in dominant state, then only enzyme 1 and enzyme 2 will work and result into the red colored flowers. So the gene or locus which suppressed the action of a gene at Another locus is termed as epistatic gene. So here epistatic gene will be capital C and capital P. It has suppressed the action of recessive state of gene, which is small c small p. The gene which was suppressed by the epistatic gene is known as hypostatic gene. So the hypostatic gene will be small c small p because it got suppressed by the action of capital C and capital P gene. The next topic is pleiotropy. Pleiotropy is the ability of a gene to influence more than one traits. In sickle cell anemia, the RBC becomes a sickle shape and not only transports oxygen poorly, but it also clumps together and clogs the small artery. So it influences more than one trait. Now next topic is multiple alleles. Some of the genes may occur in more than two allelic forms, and these allelic forms are collectively called multiple alleles. A very good example is of the ABO blood grouping in humans. So the blood group O is represented by small I, and blood group A is by IA or IA small I. Blood group B is by IB or IB small I. Blood group AB is represented by IAIB. So here's a possibility of the blood group which will be obtained in the offspring. If the blood group is this of the parent, then the possibilities in the child will be this, as we have studied in the earlier classes also. Blood groups we have already studied. So this way we can also be given the blood group of a child and the mother, and you can be asked the possibilities in the father. So you have to now the next topic is polygenic traits. A gene individually exerting a slight effect on the phenotype, but along with a few or many other genes control a quantitative trait, is called polygene. The inheritance of polygene or quantitative traits is called quantitative inheritance or polygenic inheritance. Two examples we have taken here. First one is the kernel color in wheat and another one is the skin color in man. In case of kernel color in wheat, we have taken two plants. First one is a plant containing red colored kernel. Kernel is the outer covering of the wheat, and the next one is the white colored kernel. And they are represented, the red kernel is represented by capital A, capital A, capital B, and the white kernel is represented by small a, small b, small b. We have taken out the gametes and we have obtained the F1 generation as capital A, capital B, small b, which is an intermediate red color which we have obtained in the F1 plants. Now we will perform the selfing between the F1 plants, and during the selfing we will be performing the crosses between the gametes. Now here you can see as capital A, capital B is for dark red color, and capital A, capital B, small b is representing a uh, medium red color. You can say it is between the red and white color. The medium color is obtained in this case, as there is only one of the recessive allele present here of small b. If only one recessive allele is present, then it will be a medium color obtained, and if they are present in equal amount, if the recessive and the dominant alleles are present in equal amount, it will be an intermediate color. See here also only one recessive allele, so medium color. if both are in equal proportions. As you can see here, capital A, the dominant one, and the recessive one, small b, are in equal proportion. So the intermediate color will be obtained. Here again the intermediate color. When the recessive allele is more, there are three recessive allele over here, then in that case the light color will be obtained, very light red color will be obtained. Now again here only one recessive allele is present, so medium color. When both are in equal proportion, then intermediate color. Here also intermediate color as both are in equal proportion. Here three recessive alleles are there, so light red color. Here also intermediate, both are in equal proportion, and here the light red color as three alleles are recessive. Here again the light color as three alleles are recessive, and the last one we can see all are recessive, so it will be a white color obtained. So the F2 generation which we get is as follows. We see that one of the offspring will have dark red color, while one of the offspring will have white kernel color, while the four offsprings will have medium red color, and four will have light red color, and the six will have intermediate red color. So just like we have seen over here, a gene when it is individually exerting a slight effect on the phenotype, while along with few other genes it controls the quantitative traits. So here a completely different phenotypes have been obtained. Now here we have taken the skin color in man, and the crossing is being done between the Negro and the albino. The Negro having the dark complexion and albino having the fairer complexion, the white complexion. So Negro is represented by capital A, capital A, capital B, and albino as small a, small a, small b, small b. We have removed the gametes and we have taken out the F1 generation, which is capital A, capital B, small b. Now we perform the selfing between the F1 generation obtained, and the F1 parents will now perform the selfing and we will obtain the F2 generation. During the crossing between the gametes present in in the F1 we have taken out from the F1 parents, we see that when capital A, capital B all are dominant, then it will be a Negro. When only one recessive allele is present, then it will be a dark color. You can say it will not be a Negro, it will be a dark color offspring obtained, as most of the alleles are dominant. Same here in this case also. And when both the dominant and recessive are in equal proportion, then it will be a mulatto. Mulatto is a color in between, intermediate color between dark and the white complexion. Now again here only one recessive of the one recessive allele is there, so it will be a dark colored offspring. Both are in equal proportion, it will be a mulatto. Again this is the case of mulatto. When when three of the alleles here are containing the recessive trait, so it will be as you all know, the recessive trait is that of the albino, the fairer one. So the offspring will also be fairer, will get the fairer complexion. And while in this case only one of the recessive allele is there, so it will be a dark colored offspring. Both are in equal proportion, mulatto. Again equal proportion, mulatto. And three offspring containing the recessive trait, that is a fairer one, so the offspring will be fairer one. Both are containing equal proportion, mulatto. Three of them are containing the recessive trait, that means the fairer complexion. Again the same case, fairer complexion. When all are containing the recessive trait that is of albino, so it will be albino. So the F2 generation we obtained here is one of that of Negro, one albino, four of them are containing the darker complexion, four of them containing the fairer complexion, and six of them will be the mulattoes. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 mulattoes are present. Thank you.